You're live.
Are we?
Yeah.
Oh. You want to say hi to everybody?
That's your job.
Well, hello again. Welcome to, we need to make a decision.
Yeah, but there's still only two things. We need more than just two.
Okay. So welcome to our live on Monday night. That's a good one too. Live on Monday night.
That you sound like you're announcing a football game or a wrestling match. Tonight, live on Monday night. Like, you gotta get the voice. You know the voice.
Yeah. So welcome to another episode. We still only have two right now that was putting it in the comments of possibly naming this something else. So I have in my mind what one I'm choosing out of the two, but
I say we need more.
okay. So Derek says we need more. So tonight we need your help. We need your help. Put in the comments what you think a good name for this podcast would be.
And
Is this-
share it. Ask other people. We need that because if we don't, this is by far going to probably be their last night taking any requests for another name.
Yes.
So send it to other people. Try to figure out a name that we should call this.
Yes. And share this YouTube channel with other people because isn't there
There is a share button.
there is a share button, so you can share that. But if we get a lot of shares, what happens?
But what?
I thought there was a certain amount of shares that if you get a lot of shares, I don't know, something happens or something. I don't know. It could be wrong.
It's amount of a subscriber or something.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
So subscribe. Like it, pass it on. And let's have some fun with it. I don't understand these. So tonight's word is what?
Lie.
Lie.
I got a starting quote to start this whole shebang off.
Okay.
Even the smallest lie can break the biggest trust. Perfect. Right there. This is perfect. The smallest lie.
Thank you for joining us.
Tiny. We did it. The smallest lie could break the biggest trust. Smallest.
The smallest lie. Yeah. The smallest lie
Can break the
can
biggest trust.
break the biggest trust. That's good. That's a good one.
That's a
And I always like to share whatever the word is. I like to share the what?
definition. You are a
Definition.
man of definition.
So a lie is an assertion that is believed to be false, typically used with the purpose of deceiving someone. Okay. The practice of communicating lies is called lying. Okay. A person who communicates a lie can be termed or labeled what?
A liar.
A liar. A liar. So we have to watch and not do that, right? Not lie. Because of the fact that the Bible says that lying and deceit, which is kind of the same, okay, are acts that God hates and cannot coexist with truth. A lie cannot work with any of the truth. And the reason that is because you can start out something with a lie and then start telling the truth.
And then
But the two stories don't even match up.
yeah, because one lie can end a million truths. Just one.
One lie can what?
End a million truths.
A million truths.
Or a million trusts. Truth and trust.
Yep. The Bible also says that lying and deceit are signs of a corrupt and evil heart that is alienated from God and his image. So the Bible says that both those things, lying and deceit, are signs of a corrupt and evil heart that is alienated from God and his image. The Bible instructs believers to put away falsehood, and we're going to go over some of these verses later tonight. But it says that instructs believers to put away falsehood and speak truth with one another. Okay? As well as to avoid bearing false witness, right? That's one of the commandments.
Mm-hmm.
Do not covet your neighbor. Do not bear false witness against your neighbor. The Bible lists lying and deceit among the things that are an abomination to God, that cause shame and disgrace. That's why when someone does tell a lie, they know that it's a lie.
Yes.
They already know it's a lie. And then when they get asked again about it, and say the person that's asking the person that's lying,
Mm-hmm.
say that I was lying to you.
Yeah.
And then you ask me that question again, but yet you know the truth.
Oh, Dad, that brings me to another quote. Just continue though.
Yeah. So you know the truth,
Yes.
but I still stay with the lie
Mm-hmm.
because I want Derek to know that I'm telling him the truth. I'm not a liar. But even though I am, and I'm lying to you, and you know the truth, now as you ask questions and then you say your statements and I find out that you already know the truth, now my heart is heavy with condemnation, and God says there is no condemnation with him, but it's because you chose to lie.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't because God put the condemnation on you, but now you feel a heavy heart, and you some people break down
Mm-hmm.
and say, "Oh, I'm sorry, which they could be.
Mm-hmm.
But a person that does it constantly, what I've seen in the years that I've been with eyes open and taking breath, is they're really sorry they got caught.
Yeah.
They're not sorry that they did it. They're sorry they got caught. So until you get to the point where you're sorry because you're sorry and you did not mean it, and not that you're sorry because you got caught,
Mm-hmm.
you can't cure it. God's not going to help a person that is not willing to say, I have a problem with lying. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So what was you going to say?
So remember how you just said, like, I know the truth, but you were lying to me? It's so much fun to listen to those, because this quote says, I love listening to lies when I know the truth. Because if you already know, you honestly just look at them like, you're not smart because I already know, but I'm going to let you carry on with this lie so that at the end, you'll see how much you just fall just because you started that.
Yeah.
It's something that people do. Like, they just love listening to it, but they already know the truth.
Yeah.
Because they can find out the truth, and you may not know that they know the truth, but they could find out ways, because they could disappear, and it will look like they were there, or it'll feel like they're there, but they're really not.
Yeah.
So you always gotta make sure that you're always paying attention to your surroundings, if you even try to lie. Because if you're lying, if you're saying like, hey, I don't like this person, and that person goes out and says, hey, this person doesn't like you, but then that one friend that already told him like, hey, I don't like this person, goes and hangs out with him, that friend already knows the truth that he doesn't like.
It's just a big web.
Web and drama.
Yes.
Drama is something that.
So here's the first verse that I want to use, and it's actually a couple verses. It's in Psalm. You You can write these down or you can watch this, replay this later. Psalm 34, verse 12 and 13. It says, "Who is the man who desires life and loves length of days that he may see good?" So just that verse alone, what that is saying is, do you desire life? We all like life. We love life, right? Who wants to love length of days? Who wants to be here for a long time? You know?
I sure will be.
Yeah. Who wants to live a long life, right? And who is that person that wants to see good happening? This is how you do it in verse 13. It says, "Keep your tongue from evil," right? "And your lips from speaking deceit." So it's telling us, keep your tongue from evil. Don't speak anything negative. Don't speak darkness to somebody. Don't speak negative to somebody. And your lips from speaking deceit. Lying.
Yeah.
Don't lie.
So that you want to know something crazy? I just thought about this. 2 words that you could say all the time: touch and separate. Separate, it's weird because your lips touch. Your lips touch, but when you say touch, they don't touch. So you got to separate the evil from your lips, and you got to touch the goodness, because your lips don't touch. When you say separate, they touch.
Right.
Because it's almost like they're blocking it off. They're cutting it right there.
Yep.
Like you're not going in. You're not coming out.
Yeah.
But as soon as you say touch, it's like speaking the truth.
Yeah.
When you say separate, it is a blockage. It's not going in. It's not going out. You just got to get rid of it. Now, Dad, I did find this another quote. Tell a lie once. Tell it once. Just once. That's all you need. All you need is just one time. And all your truth becomes questionable.
Ooh.
It all becomes questionable now.
Say that one again.
Tell one lie, just one, and all of your truths become questionable.
Yeah.
Every single one becomes questionable. Like, is that real? Huh?
Are you telling me the truth? See, what that's saying is, if you tell a lie and you get caught, now when you do, you know what it reminds me of?
What?
The little boy that cried what?
Wolf.
He cried wolf.
When there was no wolf. And then when there
all
was a wolf.
And all he wanted to do was to see if the townspeople would come running. That's all that little boy wanted to do. He was out watching the animals, watching the sheep, watching the little farm animals, right? And he's out there and he's alone because he's watching the animals. And he's like, "Wolf, wolf, wolf." And all the townspeople, all the neighborhood people came running out. "Where's the wolf? Where's the wolf? Oh, I was joking. I just wanted to see how it would happen. And, I'm sorry." So everybody leaves and goes home. Does it again. They all come running. "Oh, I'm sorry. Came up with another excuse, and boom, they all go home. Did it again. They come running. Same story. Said he's sorry and went back. Then
it happened.
Then a wolf came. "Wolf, wolf, come on, wolf." No people.
Nobody came.
Nobody. Because all the townspeople, all the neighbors, all the people that were actually there to actually be there when that happened, kept saying to themselves and telling everybody, "It's not. He's just wanting us to run out there again. And I'm not running out there." So then the other neighbors said, "I'm not running out there." So pretty soon, nobody went out there. All because of one lie.
Now, Dad, think about this. That wolf had to have been super duper intelligent They're stupider for like thinking, strategizing on when to do it, how to do it, and what time. 3 times in a row, the wolf was back. Wolf's like, I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait. That 3rd time when all the town folk went back, he's like, it's time. I'm gonna come out and I got all these animals because ain't no one gonna listen to him when he yells wolf again. 3 times. All over one lie.
One lie.
One lie, and it happened 3 times. 3 times. Just same lie. Repeated, and then repeated, and then it actually happened. That wolf was thinking, he was strategizing, he was planning something.
And see, what we're talking about is lying, okay? But we're also talking about it being a spiritual thing, okay? So the enemy, it says in the word that the enemy is like a roaring lion, seeking whom he can devour. He comes to kill, steal, and destroy. He is looking for people to devour. It says in the word, it says, watch out for wolves in sheep's clothing, okay? This is the type of thing that we're talking about here with the little boy that cried wolf, okay? It's the enemy dressed as a sheep, okay? But he sits back, and you were just saying the wolf is intelligent. The enemy, I'm not giving him credit, okay? I think he's the father of lies. That's what the Bible tells me. He is the father of lies. So when you end up telling a lie, that is your father.
Nope.
Don't hate me. Don't start commenting, hey, Pastor Mike, that's not my father. I got a father that's in heaven. Well, read the Bible.
Lie once, it's a disaster.
So it's like the enemy is a very intelligent individual.
Hence why he shows up as a angel. He puts on a disguise, a wolf in sheep's clothing. That's all he needs. It's just that sheep's clothing. And he can come and kill, steal, and destroy.
And he ended up going into the garden with Adam and Eve, and he deceived them. He deceived them, right? And they had a perfect world.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect world. God walked with them in the daytime. He walked through the garden with them.
Imagine that now.
Oh.
Imagine walking with God right now.
Yeah. But lies, deceit, sin came into the world. Okay? Let's go to the next verse. Ephesians 4:25. It says, therefore, lay aside falsehood. The lies, lay it aside. Speak truth to each other. Speak truth, each one of you, with your neighbor. For we are members of one another. We are all made in the image of God. Every one of us. The people that are believers, that are saved, the people that are unsaved, the people that are backslidden, if you want to call it. Well, everybody in this universe, okay, is made in the image of God. So Pastor, are you saying that, the person that I really don't care for and it was mean to me and this and that, they're made in the image of God? Yes!
Every single one.
Every human being is made in the image of God. Everyone.
Wasn't Adam made from the ground of the earth?
Yes. And he made him in the image of himself. Do we have different? Derek does not. I mean, there's things that you can say, well, Derek's got my nose or he's got my eyes because he's my son, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what I'm saying is, are we different? Yes. Derek might click. He clicks in computers.
Yeah.
Okay. If I know how to turn this on and I know how to type what I want to look at, I don't know anything about the inside of this thing. And I don't care to.
When you come to me,
But he does.
I'll figure that out.
We are all different. But one thing we are not different at is Derek is made in the image of God.
You're made in the image of God.
Yes, we all are. So if we all are, then what this is saying is lay aside the falsehood. Quit telling lies. If I tell a lie about Derek, I'm actually attacking God's creation.
Yes, which is what Lucifer does.
So we need to stop telling the lies. Speak truth, each one of us. For we're all members of one. We all come from God. Okay?
I know one person. I'm not going to say his name, but I know one person who thinks that Adam created the first, or somebody else created the first sin. It was Lucifer who created the first sin. No questions asked. That's why he was banished from heaven, and that's how sin, lying, kill, steal, and destroy all came into this world.
Yep.
Death itself entered in as soon as that first sin happened. And God had to kill one of his animals in order to give clothing to Adam and Eve. And then Adam and Eve were banished from the garden.
Well, what happened was Satan was banished, yes. And then we had the whole Old Testament coming along, and it was darkness was there. Evil was there. Okay? And then what God said was, I need a sacrifice that is perfect. That is perfect and spotless, without sin. And what they did was in the Old Testament, yes, in the Old Testament, there was people that in the Old Testament, what they had to do was they had to give a sacrifice with sin. With sin, I'm not labeling just lying. With sin, there has to be death. Okay? Something has to die to cover the sin. Okay? It's a blood sacrifice that has to be done to cover the sin. Okay? So God ended up stating this thing in all kinds of books throughout the Old Testament about the Messiah coming, about a Savior coming, this perfect lamb, this perfect Lion of Judah, this perfect person, this perfect spotless lamb. And what happened was Jesus was born. And we know the whole story. And now you're going to, if you went to church yesterday into this coming Sunday, it was Palm Sunday yesterday. Resurrection Sunday is this coming Sunday. You're probably going to hear some form of message about Jesus is risen. Okay? But what had to happen was Jesus came to be the perfect sacrifice, a perfect, spotless lamb that did not commit any sin, but he shed his blood to cover all sin. All sin. That means the sins that you and I have done from the time we went wham, okay, and we popped out the mother's womb, right? And we were old enough to end up starting to know that we were lying and we were sinning. So all those sins, but the good thing is his blood does not stop now.
No, continue going.
It continues on for the sins that he knows we are going to commit. I hear people on there right now, Derek, saying, well, I went yesterday without a sin.
You just said. I'm telling you, you just said.
And the thing is
it's something that you can't tell that you're doing it.
Sometimes
you just don't know that you did it.
Yep. I've said it 100 times. When I do the Lord's Prayer in the morning, when it gets to the part where it says, forgive those who sin against me and help me forgive those who sin against me, I always ask the Lord to forgive me for the sins that I committed knowingly
and unknowingly.
and the ones I did unknowingly, because you never know if some of the things that you speak, I might speak something a certain way, and I can't make you take it the way that I said it.
No, some people take it in a completely different way.
Right. And you can get hurt. You
Yeah.
could be offended. You could be, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So the thing is I always ask for forgiveness of the sins I've done knowingly, and the ones that I don't know that I really sinned.
Now,
you never know if you hurt somebody.
Now, have you, because people, oh, I haven't sinned all yesterday. Now, have you ever had somebody show up today and you say, hey, I just want to clear this up with you because I didn't take it right? Have you ever had that happen? Because I bet you everyone who's watching this, Dad has had that happen. I have had that happen of like, what?
Did you mean it this way?
Yeah, like, which way did you mean it? Because I want to get this all straight so then I'm not thinking that you meant that offensively, not offensively.
Right.
Like,
yep.
Now, Dad, I have a quote right here.
Okay.
A lie, just a lie, may take care of the present, but it has no future. It only takes care of one part. After that one part's done, it's gone. Don't need it no more. It has no future. It has a present. Remember when I said that one quote like, tomorrow is a mystery, yesterday was history, but today is a gift. That's why it is called the present. So, lie has a present, now, has no future. Because the future
it never really happened.
It never happened.
So you could say that a lie, and I know I'm going to mess this up. Remember the libraries?
Yeah.
They have fiction and nonfiction.
Yep.
Which one's true? Nonfiction.
Nonfiction is nonfiction would be the ones that are lies.
No.
Fiction. No. Yeah. Nonfiction would be the truth.
Nonfiction is true.
Yes.
Fiction is false.
Yes.
So a lie, you could say, is fiction.
Yes.
It's not a true story. It's not the truth.
There's some movies that are out there right at the end of it, based on a true story. I will go up and I will look up the movie and see if it was based on a true story. It turns out it was. Like that one movie that me and Mom watched, it was about a girl that sailed the entire world. Based on a true story. At the end of the movie, it said based on a true story, and it took video footage of the true event.
Really?
Yes. It was true event. They actually had a whole video lined out right at the end. Exactly what happened at the movie at the end of the movie. That end and the end that was made in real life both added up. There was not one part that was removed, not one part that was taken out. There was no lie. It was 100% a true story. Now, some movies where I kind of, I believe it, but I don't believe that it's a true story would be like the movie that was called Cocaine Bear. Big old black bear ingesting a whole duffel bag of cocaine in 1868 or something like that. That's something that's like hard to believe.
Right. Not saying it couldn't have happened.
It couldn't happen, but it's so hard to believe.
Yeah. So let's go to the next verse here. Colossians 3, 9, and 10. It says, do not lie to one another. Wow, here's another one that states that. Since you laid aside the old self with its evil practices and have put on the new self, who is being renewed to a true knowledge according to the image of the one who created him. That says everything I just said earlier. Because it says, do not lie to one another. In the verse I just read, it said, tell the truth to one another.
Yeah.
Right? Since you laid aside your old self, which that means if you gave your heart to the Lord, now you are, in the book of 1 Corinthians, it tells us that if you give your heart to the Lord, you become a new creature, a new creation. The old is passed away. Now start living the new you. I did a couple messages on the new you. Okay. Look those up on our church Facebook or our church website. Either or, they are there. Since you laid aside the old self with its evil practices, now you've shifted, right, and have put on the new self who is being rewarded, since now you're doing the right thing, or you're supposed to, right? Mm-hmm. You're doing the right thing, and you're being renewed to a true knowledge according to the image of the one who created you. And I just went through this. We are all made in the image of God.
Yes.
That's a verse that backs up everything I just stated.
Now, Dad, you want to hear this quote? The truth. The truth. Truth will set you free, right?
Yeah.
Hence why the truth doesn't cost anything. But a lie costs you everything. The enemy comes in, you do one lie. It's there to kill, steal, and destroy. Lie. Once takes everything away. You speak the truth, you have nothing to lose.
Right.
Because you're already there. You have God. You have nothing to lose now.
That's right. The truth is, read that one again. That's another.
The truth doesn't cost anything.
Doesn't cost anything.
Anything. God himself will not take anything. He disciplines the ones that he loves. He does it. But a lie, one lie, costs you everything. It could be small. It could be the world's smallest lie.
Or whatever color you want to put on it.
Yeah, it could be blue. It could be green. It could be black and white.
Yeah, a little white line.
It could be anything. But it will cost you everything. Your friendships, your job.
Possibly marriage.
Yeah. Almost everything can be destroyed by one lie. Just one.
Now, I don't want everybody thinking, oh man, they are rat whipping us tonight. Okay? I'm not trying to say that you cannot joke around with people. Okay? We are here. Laughter is a great medicine. Okay? Now, I can joke with Derek and say, hey, you know what? I heard that computers now are going to cost $20,000, man. Okay?
You don't know, that could happen in the future.
I know it could. But what I'm saying is I can joke with him, and I know I just ended up popping this one, and it's a stupid thing. But what I'm getting at is this. If you're joking around with someone, God knows your heart, okay? And at the end of that conversation, say, hey, Derek, you know when I told you that computers were going to cost 20 grand? I was only joking. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Okay. You can do that. And that's not lying. That's joking around, okay? But when you are actually deceiving somebody and you are trying to manipulate it in a way that gains you ground or momentum or puts you above this person, that type of thing, now it's a lie with moral values for the bad. Your motive is wrong. Okay? That's what we're trying to talk about tonight. We're not saying that, oh, you know what, you told 3 jokes last week on the job and every one of them wasn't true and you're a liar and that. No. You're joking around with the crew, you're joking around with people, you know what I'm saying? And it's coming off that way. And they know that it is. You know in your knower what we're talking about when we say lies and deceit. Okay?
I have this one. Before the truth can set you free, you need to recognize which lie is holding you hostage.
Ooh.
Which one? Could have been the one that you told Bethany? Could have been the one that you told George? I'm just throwing out 2 names. Which one's holding you hostage?
Yeah.
Or could it be both?
Could be.
Could be both. Because I know some people where they'll say a lie Then when that friend comes up and asks you, like, is this true? You could go on another whole little lie. But then again, when somebody walks up to you, let's say 3 months later, and they ask you, was that true back then? Now you got a little stump in your trunk, because now you got to go back and try to remember that lie that you told in order to either keep it going or just speak the truth. Now you stumped, like, should I say the truth now after 3 months or keep it going with this lie? Because people sometimes do that. It's kind of weird. Wouldn't you agree with that?
Yep. I'm looking up a verse.
You're looking up a verse?
Yep.
Well,
So go ahead and talk to another. You got another thing?
no, I don't, but I can continue talking.
Okay.
Yeah, so hostage. Something can hold you hostage. And it couldn't be a lie. It could be something else. It could be a friend. It could be a relationship. And yet that relationship that you're in could turn into a lie. Because that other person ain't faithful for you, but will lie to your face. Say like, no, I'm not doing that. I would never do that to you. But then when you find out the truth, then you got something to work with, and you gotta think and like, should I be here? Should I not?
Yep.
I don't know.
Yep.
I'm gonna try to find another one.
Okay. So I'm going to close with this. Okay. I'm going to close with this.
Oh, and then I gotta close.
Because this is going to hit everybody. Lying is a sin. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
When we sin, we separate ourselves from God because God cannot be where darkness is. Sin is part of darkness. Okay? Now, when I say sin, don't just classify sin as lying. Sin can be adultery. Sin could be putting another God higher or an idol higher than God. A sin could be you murdered somebody. And what Jesus did was in the New Testament said that if you even hate somebody, dislike them or hate them, that is just like murder. Adulterer, right? Mm-hmm. Adultery. Have you ever lust against anyone of the other sex? That means that you've sinned. So what I'm getting at is sin is all kinds of things. We're just hitting one tonight about lies. Okay? So what I'm talking about and what I want to end with is this. Romans 3:23. It says this. And I'll go up and start in 21. It says, but now the righteousness of God apart from the law is revealed. Meaning God's rules, his statutes, his new commandments that he gave as far as love God with all your heart, mind, soul, and spirit, and love your neighbor as yourself. That righteousness, the righteousness of God is now here apart from the law is revealed, being witnessed by the law and the prophets. 22, even the righteousness of God through faith in Jesus Christ to all and on all who believe. For there is no difference. There's no difference between the law and the new covenant with God, with Jesus Christ when he came, because 23 is a guarantee that it hits everything. Because I want you to hear these words. For all have sinned and fall short of the glory of God. We all have done it. We all have done it. So when I end up sitting here, or Derek and I are sitting here, and we're talking about one sin, lie, and everybody's done it. We weren't trained to do it, okay? We watch our parents possibly, we watch our brothers possibly, we watch our sisters, whoever. We were not taught. Parents do not have kids and say, okay, when this kid is 6 years old, that's when he's going to tell his first lie. No, they don't want him to lie. But it's in us.
It's free will.
It is in us. This sinful world is in us. And it takes work. It takes studying God's word. It takes a faithfulness. It takes a desire to not want to do it. Right? But we've all done it. And we all fall short. So I hope that you listen to this whole podcast, because the first part might have came off as too bold and almost like you were being attacked. But I wanted to close with this specific verse because every one of us have sinned.
No, higher than any cool.
Yeah.
It takes a lot of truth to gain trust. But it takes one lie to lose it all.
Yeah.
It takes only one.
That's right.
You mess up one time and you lie, you could lose all that stinking trust.
Yes. We have all sinned and fall short of the glory of God. We've all done it.
Yep.
It takes work. It takes commitment. And it takes God. We need God more than anything in these days. Amen?
Yeah.
You got anything else?
Besides, once you lie once, lose all that trust, it's going to take a lot more trust to get, it's going to take a lot more truth to gain that trust back.
That's right. We hope you enjoyed this podcast. We hope you are having a great Holy Week. This is the Holy Week. I hope God is speaking to you. We invite you to come out to our service on Sunday. We're having our service here on Sunday morning, 10:30, when we start our service. Everyone's welcome. We hope you have a happy Resurrection Sunday.
And God bless.
God bless.